This is the Dash Top panel, fully trimmed up for the Austin Healey BN4, BN6, BN7 and BT7 models. So it's a mixture of the 100, 6 and 3000 models. They're all the same as one another in terms of this area for those selected models I've just stated. So this is a fully trimmed up version. So it comes on a new plywood base. We also puts the crashroll rubber on this leading edge here, so it basically sits in the car like this, as you can see. So that being the front of the car, this being the cockpit area, so that's the crashroll across the front here. So it's fully trimmed up on new ply, which has all the air vent holes, etc. Pre-cut on the back of them, but we just don't trim them out. You then get the foam padding, as you can see through this hole here. You get the crash roll rubber on this leading edge here. It's all trimmed round. This has been trimmed in vinyl. This is ivory vinyl, which was commonly used as what Austin Healey called grey. Subject to debate exactly what the original colour was for grey, because they used about 2 or 3 different ones, so always ask for samples. But it's trimmed all the way around in vinyl. You then get piping on the left and right edges here. Again, as original, it did contrast in the colours. This is actually non-original specs. They've gone for ivory vinyl here, or grey as Healey called it, with a stone doe skin piping on there. Customer request on that one. Bear in mind, these are very tight fitting when they go into the car. You basically have to almost bend and force it in to get it past the windscreen pillars down the left and right sides. Because these were hand-built cars, sometimes, not all the time, you'll struggle to get this panel to actually fit in the car correctly, and once fitted, this piping to be okay with the door closing. Sometimes it really does get in the way. They're that millimetre perfect or imperfect and inaccurate that on some cars it's not a problem whatsoever. Other cars it is a problem. So sometimes, unfortunately, you just have to take this piping off to get it to work when it's fitted in the car with the doors. Varies from car to car, but easy enough to do. It's all just stapled on, as you can see. So you can just tack that off if it's becoming an issue. Ideally not, but yeah, it's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.